Out to the education sector, and teachers had been ordered to report to school. Last week, the Ministry of Education instructed teachers across the country to go back to school today, that is Monday the 28th of September, in readiness of reopening of schools. In Kisumu County, teachers spent the better part of the morning in closed-door meetings, deliberating on how to implement the new guidelines issued by the Teachers Service Commission to curb the COVID-19 pandemic. Okukusa has been speaking to some heads of schools and now joins us live from Kisumu. Is there some eagerness, anticipation from the head teachers, or is it a case of having to do what they're told?
Well, Mark, this morning just to find out how the situation is in most of the public schools around here. Where we are standing, this is one of those public schools. It's called Victoria Primary School, and from the look of things, there's very little to indicate that maybe that the teachers reported here today. But of course, we managed to speak earlier on with the principal of Joel Omino High School, that is Mr. Richard Nyayal, who confirmed that indeed some of the teachers had reported, and they were actually trying to put in place some of those guidelines or requirements that have been put out there by TSC to the head teachers regarding raft of measures that TSC wants the teachers to undertake, and therefore the principal says that basically what they were doing today is to try and bring the teachers up to speed with those requirements. We are talking about observing the 1 meter distance, how they are going to implement that, ensuring that the pupils or the students sit. Their desks actually are 1 meter apart, and of course they're also going to look into issues of hand washing, where to put those particular facilities of hand washing, and of course how they'll administer the usage or the wearing of masks when the pupils report. But again, he also made us understand that they are yet to be told exactly whether it is the candidates or the candidate classes, that is class 8 or form 4, that will be reporting first, and then the other classes report later. So those are information that according to the head teacher of Joel Omino High School, they are yet to get from their employer, that is TSC. But of course, there were also, among those guidelines that have been given out by TSC, is the formation of committees that will look into the implementations of those requirements by TSC. So basically that is it, a spot check. We've gone through quite a number of schools, and a couple of teachers have reported. And of course we are still doing that particular roundup to find out more. Back to you, Mark.
Okukusa at Victoria Primary School in Kisumu, thank you for that. Let's cross over to Bungoma. Zacchaeus Mwasame is standing by, also following the proceedings there, or preparations, I should actually say, in terms of getting back to school. Zacchaeus Mwasame, what have you witnessed? Have you spoken to any one of the stakeholders, and what are they saying?
Thank you so much, Mark. We are coming to you live from the Bungoma DEV Primary School here at the heart of Bungoma town in Bungoma County. This is one of the densely populated public primary schools in this region and probably around the country, having 3,334 pupils here. And therefore, we have just come here to check on the preparations, and luckily, we have found the staff in a meeting. We are going to be joined by the head teacher of this school, or they call him Principal Hisa. He's going to tell us how are they prepared with the reopening of schools should they be asked to do so. Are they ready? Do they have enough infrastructure? Are they prepared to handle the COVID-19 guidelines in making sure that they curb the spread of COVID-19 around this place? So, Mr. Hisa, kindly come. You are live on NTV. We want you to tell us. You have been in a meeting since morning. What was that meeting for? What were you planning?
Thank you so much. We were meeting first to welcome teachers back to school after 6 months having been away, and two, me leading them in the COVID-19 guidelines, of which I'm still telling them. As a school, we reported back because we were directed by the TSC CEO, Madam Nancy Macharia. And here we are. All the 72 teachers have reported, and we are so much ready to have our children back. As a school, Bungoma DB, we have 3,334 pupils who sit in 38 classrooms. Each of our classrooms sits about 110 pupils. So when it comes to the social distancing, this school we cannot make it in that one. So we are trying to see what we can. Luckily enough, our Professor Magoha was here about 1 month back, and he saw the situation in the school. He gave us about 1 million. We have a school, 2 classrooms here which are upcoming, but I still want to say that 2 classrooms cannot solve the problem of social distancing in this school. So as we are going to do all we can as teachers so that we have children back to school.
When have you gotten the communication when you are likely to start, reporting back, maybe people coming back?
No, we are basing on the media reports that maybe likely candidates may report here on 5th and the rest of the school on 19th. But that remains to be confirmed tomorrow by the head of state.
Thank you so much. That was Mr. Kisa, the principal of Bungoma DEB Primary School here in Bungoma, telling us the challenges they could be facing should they be asked to reopen because of the social distancing. They don't have enough infrastructure. But that is it. We will be going around here to just check on how they are prepared so that we can file a comprehensive story in our subsequent bulletin. From Bungoma County, my name is Zakes Masame, and now back to you, Mark.
Thank you for that, Zacchaeus Mosame. Let's see if the concerns are shared. In Eldoret, Gabriel Kudaka is also talking to, or at least following some of the teachers, stakeholders as they prepare for back to school. Gabriel?
Thank you so much, Mark. We are at Hill School in Eldoret, and as you can see behind me here, you have so many teachers who have reported to school. There are about 42 teachers in this school, and they've all reported today. Mwalimu, how has it been since the closure of the schools? And are you ready to start the lessons?
Okay, thank you very much. I'm Hesbon Ngaira Msachi, the principal Hill School. We reported today as we got instructions from our CEO that we report, and all teachers reported, 42 of them. At 9, we had a staff meeting just to prepare, to show that we are ready. And in this meeting, we talked about our records of work, that's professional records, so that we get prepared. In case pupils come, they should find us set, ready for the work.
Mwalimu, how is the state of the school at the moment?
Well, the school is calm, it's okay. We have tried to do cleanliness. Support staff have come, they have cleared all over. We have swept our classrooms. We have tried to arrange the desks that we have. The only challenge is, in case the entire school opens, that's where we shall have a challenge, because the 1 meter rule will be a very big problem to us, bearing in mind that the enrollment is 1,441. Arranging those was 1 meter away apart will be a very big issue. Yeah.
So you are set for everything?
We are set, especially if candidates can open. We are set, we can manage them very, very well, even in the dormitory. But the entire school, we shall have a big challenge unless the government steps in for assistance.
Oh, okay. Before I hand over to you, Mwalimu, it's been 6 months since you closed the school. How has it been? And are you now ready for the task?
Okay, we are ready. We've gone through a challenge because given that this is the first time we've been away for a very long time, it has not been easy for us as teachers. Despite the fact that we've been communicating with the parents, we formed WhatsApp groups whereby we've been sending some information for our learners, but it's difficult to monitor. That was a challenge actually. It's not easy to monitor. You don't know whether they are doing the work you've sent for them. So that has been the challenge.
Thank you so much, Mwalimu. Yeah, that is it. Also, that's what we have from here at Hill School in Eldoret. Teachers say they are set for the task. And back to you, Mark.
Gabriel Kudaka in Eldoret, thank you for that. Let's see if Murang'a County, or at least some of the representatives in the education sector, feel ready for the task that is getting back to class. Martin Mora is following that up. Martin, what are they saying?
Well, thank you, Mark. As you have rightly said, yes, we have been able to tour some of the schools here in Murang'a County, from the Murang'a town to interior parts of Murang'a County. And yes, according to head teachers, they are ready for the reopening of the students. They don't know yet when the students are supposed to report, but they are saying they are ready. As you can see behind me, a line of teachers who had reported at Holy Rosary, the primary school, which is a public school but funded by the Catholic. Cleaning up and sprucing up of the school is still ongoing from the other side. I can see people are still bringing down the cutting